You're not gonna believe this, but I fixed cars that ran like absolute garbage, without turning a single wrench. No parts, no tools, no spending. Just one weird reset trick that most drivers, and honestly, even some mechanics, totally overlook. I'm talking engines that stumble, shift like crap, drink gas like a V8 with a hole in the tank, all because the car's computer got stuck in a mental loop from some old sensor drama. And the crazy part? This one dead simple reset can make it run like new again if you know how to do it right. I've done this in my own shop more times than I can count, and today I'm showing you exactly how it's done, plus what to expect, what to avoid, and when not to bother, and maybe save you a few $100. So don't waste your money just yet, stick around, hit that subscribe button, and I'll walk you through the reset that might just bring your car back from the dead. Before you spend a dime, try this first. I've seen cars run like junk just because the ECU clung to old adaptive data from a past misfire or bad sensor. Even after the real problem is gone, the system keeps making weird adjustments, messing with throttle, performance, and economy. It's like your engine's stuck in a bad habit loop. A simple reset lets it relearn clean inputs, no wrench, no parts, just one quick trick that can restore smooth running. Before spending money or losing your mind in frustration, clear the memory and let your car stop stumbling and stuttering like it's drunk on old data. Why ECUs get confused? Think of your car's ECU like your phone. It learns your driving habits, stores data, and tries to adapt. But sometimes, just like a bad app cache, it gets bloated with garbage feedback and slows everything down. I've seen cars with perfect fuel and airflow still run like junk because the computer is stuck on outdated sensor inputs or wrong timing commands. The engine starts acting weird, performance drops, and the control system goes nuts trying to compensate. It's not a full malfunction, more like a digital glitch. The car's brain, the brain just needs a reset to clear bad memory and recalculate. It's all about how that little box interprets behavior and adjusts the tune. And when it's confused, the whole system feels off. Now that you know how your car's brain gets scrambled, here's how to tell if you're dealing with a classic case of ECU confusion. I see these signs all the time in my shop, and trust me, they're easy to miss if you're not paying attention. 5 signs you might need an ECU reset. So how do you know if an ECU reset might actually help your car? Here are 5 signs I've seen over and over again in my shop. These usually point to your car's computer working with bad or outdated data, even after you've fixed the original problem. Sign number 1, rough or inconsistent idle. Your engine feels like it's pulsing or wobbling when you're sitting at a red light. It might bounce between RPMs or just feel like it's struggling to stay alive. If your idle isn't smooth even after basic tune-ups, it could be the ECU still running off old sensor values. Sign number 2, sudden drop in MPG, fuel economy. If your car's fuel economy has taken a nosedive with no obvious reason, no fuel leaks, tire issues, or heavy driving, it might be because the ECU is miscalculating how much fuel to inject. This often happens when the system learned from a clogged air filter or bad fuel sensor and hasn't reset. Sign number 3, hesitation or lag when accelerating. You press the gas, and there's that annoying delay, like the engine's thinking about it before actually moving. Sometimes it'll even stutter before picking up speed. That's a classic sign of confused throttle response or bad air/fuel data still lingering in the ECU's memory. Sign number 4, weird shifting, automatic transmissions. In automatics, the ECU doesn't just manage the engine, it can influence how and when the transmission shifts. So if your car is suddenly shifting too early, too late, or feels jerky between gears, the brain might be reacting to old throttle or load behavior that no longer applies. Sign number 5, check engine light flickered, then disappeared. That check engine light came on for a day or two and magically went away? You might think it resolved itself, but the ECU could still be adjusting itself based on the original issue. If the light's gone but the car still feels off, a reset might help wipe the slate clean. Bottom line. If you've already done some maintenance, new plugs, sensors, filters, and your car is still acting strange, don't overlook the ECU. It might just be stuck in its old ways. A reset gives it the chance to relearn everything the right way. Alright, if you nodded along to any of those symptoms, it's reset time. Here's the exact step-by-step method I use in my own garage to wipe that faulty memory and give your car a clean slate. The reset trick mechanics use. Here's the exact method I use in my shop when a car needs a proper ECU reset, and yeah, it's way simpler than most folks think. First, pop the hood and turn the ignition off, pull the key, make sure the engine is totally shut. Then, grab a wrench and disconnect the negative cable from the battery, that's the black terminal. After that, do the same with the positive. For safety, don't wear metal and don't touch both terminals at once. Now here's the trick, press and hold the brake for 30 seconds. That drains any leftover electricity in the system. Some guys even wait 10 minutes just to be sure. Then you reconnect the positive cable first, then the negative, and tighten everything up. Start her up, that's it. One clean procedure, no fuses pulled, just a hard reset for your car's brain. Now don't freak out if your car feels a little weird right after the reset, that's totally normal. Here's what to expect while the ECU relearns how to behave. Hey, real quick, if this is helping you out so far, do me a favor and hit that like button. It lets me know you want more no BS car fixes like this. And if you're the type who likes saving cash and skipping pointless repairs, subscribe. I drop tips like this regularly, straight from my own garage. Alright, let's get back to it. Here's what actually happens after the reset, and why your car might act a little funky at first. What happens after the reset? Right after an ECU reset, your car's basically like a rookie learning the ropes. It has to relearn everything from idle speed to throttle response. I always tell customers, it's like breaking in a new pair of shoes, might feel stiff at first. You might feel the engine hesitate, shift a little jerky, or see RPMs bounce when you tap the brake or gas. That's normal. The system's collecting fresh inputs from all the sensors, watching how you press the pedal, and trying to adjust fuel, air, and transmission timing based on your current driving habits. Give it 50 to 100 miles to adapt and recalibrate. Keep it steady, no redlining, and you'll feel that performance come back smooth as ever. Real-time data becomes its new playbook. But let's be real, not every rough idle or hesitation is an ECU issue. Sometimes a reset won't fix squat. Here's when to stop guessing and start diagnosing. When it won't work. Look, I'm all for a good ECU reset, but if you've got a real issue like a vacuum leak, a persistent misfire, or a failing sensor, this trick won't do squat. I've seen people try to wipe away their check engine light hoping the problem vanishes, only to end up with more damage and costly repairs. If your car's idle still feels rough, it stumbles, or shows constant hesitation, you need to diagnose it right. Grab a scan tool, check for error codes, and see what the system's really saying. A real mechanic knows, some symptoms can't be erased, they need parts replacement, not a digital band-aid. So if you're chasing a deeper failure, resetting won't help. Testing the system is step 1. If you're the type who likes tech over wrenches, or you just want a cleaner way to handle resets, here's something way cooler than popping your hood. Extra, better ways to reset if you like tech. If you're the kind of driver who loves a good OBD2 gadget or a slick Bluetooth app, there are cleaner, more advanced ways to reset your ECU, no wrenching required. I've used BlueDriver, tablet-based scanner tools, and even mobile interfaces that plug into the port and talk straight to the car's module. These diagnostic apps do more than just scan and clear codes. Some can trigger throttle calibration, run brand-specific procedures, or even update the ECU software. If your vehicle needs a proper relearn, these tools give you control most folks don't even know exists. It's a serious upgrade from popping the hood, and yeah, it feels pretty slick watching all that data stream in real time. Mechanic Pro Tips. Before you jump into an ECU reset, do yourself a favor and clean the MAF sensor, swap the dirty air filter, and check for codes with a skin tool. You'd be shocked how many people skip the basics. I always tell folks, a reset's no good if the airflow data is still wrong or a throttle sensor is glitching. Now, let's talk about the mistakes. First, don't forget to fully disconnect the battery, both terminals, or you'll leave some voltage hanging. Second, always reconnect correctly, positive first, negative last. Third, avoid resetting if there's an active error you haven't diagnosed. Otherwise, you're just wiping over the wrong inputs. These tips come from years under the hood, and yeah, I've seen the whole process get botched by simple stuff like skipping a fuse or resetting without cleaning out the dirt. Final thought. So before you drop cash on parts, chase ghost codes, or hand your keys to a mechanic, try this ECU reset first. It's free, it's fast, and in a lot of cases, it just works. I've brought cars back to life in the shop with nothing more than a battery disconnect and a brake press. But remember, this isn't magic. If your car is still acting up after the reset, dig deeper. Clean that mass airflow sensor, scan for codes, and don't ignore what your car's telling you. A reset clears the slate, it doesn't fix what's still broken. Stick around, hit that like if this helped, and subscribe for more no BS tips straight from the garage. I've got plenty more tricks that could save you hundreds, sometimes thousands, without ever touching a wrench. Thanks for watching, and good luck under the hood.